have to be quiet and silent while expressing my inner self. As Jordan and Katie, my two beautiful little children, they might hear me and they'll ask, Dad, do men like to talk about their feelings in front of the camera? Is it what mommy and her friends do while sipping their tea? I'm not that Jake I used to be, carefree and insolent. But I do have a family now, with two kids, and my beautiful wife Sasha. I have my feet planted on ground, cherishing small, beautiful things in life. I give whole credit to the Almighty, providing me with these expensive emotions to sustain this mortal life. Everything feels very complete and content as I can die peacefully knowing that I have two kids, which are of my lineage. But I always introspect about other aspects of my life as well, which were untouched but can potentially bring an old existential dread within me. My attraction for men and a desire to be in a natural relationship with a man has been left unnoticed even by me. And it is so soul crushing to have realized I might have led a life of lies and facades. But that's how the world has always worked. Doesn't everyone agree? It was my inherent choice to make babies with the woman I partially loved. Well, maybe with not all the sparkle and not with my whole heart, but with a thread of friendship. I used to think I was a person of full authenticity, even after knowing an embedded truth about my most potential joy, which was just being gay in the closet. The closet gave me a safe space about my individuality and also gave me some butterflies like a silly teenage girl. I do believe in the life cycle of boredom and enjoyment, but I would say I'm not happy with the bona fide content in my heart and full satisfaction. They say that live life to the fullest and count your blessings and memories, which I do every day, but not with my proud virility, which is embracing my own sexuality. I think it's quite unfair to live a life with the people who love you immensely and on the cost of lying to them. I always question in my mind what is real and what is not. Or do we even know how to define real? Is it an objective thing or a subjective thing? I think this question and various other arbitrary questions that comes to my mind every day has no real answer. And this is how most people live their life, and this is how I'm gonna live the rest of my life.
Oh, hi! Hi, I'm Emma. Well, not Emma Watson, of course. What do you mean? I aspire to be the next Hermione Granger in maybe like next 10 potential films of Harry Potter. Oh my god. Well, I'm Emma Fox from Cheltenham, and I do have a flex of like 500k Instagram followers. I post like a lot of lifestyle content and a lot of GRWM stuff. You know what I mean? Like, get ready with me and videos. You all can hate that Gen Zs are obsessed with like posting even a tiny fraction of their thought on social media, like on Instagram and Twitter. But I mean, change has always been inevitable, right? That's what mom and dad had told me since the beginning. Of any form in life has always been constant. Like, I can't imagine that my parents' generation never had a medium of expressing their thoughts and sharing their deepest of fears where there is no mass engagement of people. Oh hell no, I'm not talking about writing your journals or your diaries or talking about your feelings and thoughts while having dinner or supper with your friends. I share about my daily life on Instagram and on my Instagram stories. I think I'm yapping a lot. Well, I do have a dream of becoming an established actress in the British film industry, like Emma Watson, Emma Thompson, or maybe Emma Roberts from this iconic movie known as Wild Child. I do remember that I got a story like on Instagram by the Emma Roberts where I was basically cosplaying her character known as Poppy Moore. I was so starstruck, and I thought that I'm just a breath away of meeting the Emma Roberts in person. I'm sorry, of course I was delusional. I was really delusional. I still have to see a lot. I have to see an actual struggle. I have to go for countless of auditions. But I also believe that my social media can be a biggest tool of continuing my journey till the time someone casts me as like a major film actress in their big budget movies. I always manifest to the universe for making me the next Hermione Granger in this newly announced HBO series of Harry Potter. I really want to be the next Hermione Granger. Oops, I got a notification. Just a second. What? Dexter Felix has unfollowed me? What the hell? He slept with my best friend and he has unfollowed me? Oh god, he was so hot. Is it necessary for people to unfollow you on Instagram or block you? I mean, you can just not talk to me. At least don't unfollow me on Instagram. How is he gonna know about my journey from a content creator to the next big thing in the British film industry? Oh god. Any which ways, Dexter Felix will be stuck in his own crisis of not doing anything and just unfollowing people. And girl, I will shine bright like a diamond. Well, you called me here for something, right? You were talking about existential crisis. What even is that? Am I in it? Are you feeling that right now? Is this some kind of philosophy class? I'm sorry you chose the wrong person. Oh god, you unfollowed.
Hello. Don't worry. I won't nibble and quack you with my duckly affairs today. I am here today to get away from my friends, Adam and Steve, as they have founded this new friendship next to a pond in Shanwood. They're about to be a part of this new duck club known as We Are the Ones and We Will Conquer. I actually laughed at Steve, saying that, hey Steve, don't forget that you are just a duck with the sole purpose of floating in the water and get lost in the vastness of this water until you die. He suddenly snapped at me saying, Jimmy, stop being such a whack job ducky. There's an infinite spectrum of possibilities in this universe. Why bother about the reality? I was too stunned to speak, and I came here to lament about my mortal life. And I question now, what are we even? Ducks can't do a master's degree and get a social recognition in the society. We can't even go to Wetherspoons and get ourselves wasted. What are we even? Humans have been having us for supper since ages, for Christ's sake. You know, Thanksgiving. And all these festivals. Also, Steve told me that humans have been making fun of us these days as we are an Amazon product. Apparently, someone on Amazon has been selling an existential duck lamp. What is the purpose of that? Are we that downgraded in the market of humans? I'm not even complaining about our existence, but what is it that makes our tiny life so worthwhile? I have been sad this entire time as my friends left me, because before that, at least I had someone to share my inner loneliness with. But I'm now just a duck. Just a duck who's questioning everything. But I guess this is what makes me a duck, right? At least my inner consciousness is still alive and I'm not going insane. But before that, I rot my mind with all of this thing. I'm just gonna go. So you feel when I'm come up, line up, every party line up, I was not ready. Nobody is ready, I guess, if it is accidental or it's not knocking on your door before it is coming. Mum was not ready as well, I hope. As I remember, she was full of life, particularly that day, as she wore this tangerine long dress just to look like as she's been assigned an ambassador of such sunny and bright scenarios in Italy. The black SUV wheels was not shocked to pull over in such a hurry as she bid me a goodbye kiss on my cheek and turned over near the alley just to topple over and get hit by the car. She was not able to see the car a second before and got hit so massively that I didn't even flinch and I realized it's too late. The sight of her lifeless body gave me an intense and mammoth weight feeling in my chest, and it felt like the world has stopped and the time is not sympathizing with me at all. I was feeling blank and I could not process anything. The surreality of that incident made me question every possible thought in my mind later. Here today as well, after 2 months back in the uni, slightly afresh and a repurposed me is still not stable. I feel the numbness to its core at such random points in my daily life that gives me callousness to my existence. I feel helpless, submerged in a huge water body with no escape, and I feel the nothingness of everything. It gives me a sign to overthink the overthinking. I was not ready to understand what I was feeling from last couple of months. I had a question. What if mom never passed away and I'm back in the normal zone of my life? Would the mundane feelings of emptiness come to my mind? Would I have been able to explore the unexplored and maybe some real stuff in life, but that too so early? Why is it like now that I have to reintroduce myself to the world like an infant without any care and guidance? The bereavement and grief cycle is different for everyone, and I've realized that it has been new to me and it is new to so many people on this planet. I keep on reminding myself that I am not alone. My mind forced me to believe that there were reason and purpose for everything, which can be partially true in the vastness of our existence. But does the love and comfort come back? Or do we find comfort in the existential dread later in life? Loose lips sink ships. It is a prevalent phrase I've been hearing since the time I turned 12. I am 19 now, next in succession of my father, King Polo. I'm supposed to be a finest young face for youth in the continent of Zafaria. I have a certain code of conduct that I have to follow every day, and I am prohibited to use certain words, as it leads to a notorious circus of rumors in the normal world. It is even essential for me to fly solo now, and I can't even accompany my father in the same plane. That giant Airbus is like prison in air. I have to take a stroll in that passage to go to the other end for toilet. I can't even use the word toilet as it deeply offends the French. I have descended down today from the mountains of northern Zafaria. I must say it felt very liberating to me, as I have been palace bounded from last 3 years, discerning my etiquettes to be a young prince. The gilded cage opens up for a few moments and closes again without my consent of any sort. As I've mentioned this phrase earlier, normal world. It has an enormous significance for so many people, and I have been craving it since the time I was in school. Oh, how they treat a royal in these elitist schools. It feels like there's nowhere to go. Everything is served on a literal platter to you. It feels like I don't need to know anything how to put effort into something. It is all pre-decided for me. My father says royalty comes at a price, but so does the freedom. But I've seen high opulence and high financial security since a very tender young age. I feel like my identity has not been constructed by me, and I've been living in a facade, and I don't know what my life means anymore. But I felt like my happiness is prioritized mostly on opulence and high status. Are small things not important? Is it like a facade that people create to sustain in their life? If yes, is it a scam to live a happy and content life? Why, if yes, why is everyone so competent at pretending to live a happy and content life?
They're listening to you. She thinks you're stupid. They think you're stupid. You're worthless. You're always stupid. You're pathetic. You're sad. You're ugly. You're horrible. You will be worth nothing in life. I'm stuck in nothing. They're listening to me.
As Jean Paul Sartre clearly advocated, that existential anxiety can be settled by freely choosing on what kind of person we want to be. I, as a young adult, venturing into so many spaces of life and discovering them in my own pace, started reinventing my lost purposes and opened up about the fresh beginnings in every phase of life. If you keep on running away from the thought of despair and failure, it will build up only to burst at the end with a lost hope. Existential crisis or existentialism are broad topics which irks your inner beliefs and define purposes. As a student facing it and observing the notions of it slightly, I have resonated with the fact that every individual is bound to have it in their parts of life. It is evident to be curious to know the deep stuff which can be brain rotting and head throbbing, but in a long run, we should go within the process of human subjectivity and pass through many phases of its peculiarity. We are the ones who should give purpose to our existence without any essence defined before. Every character in Gabbing Personae were entangled with lots of internal conflicts, which they subtly induced or have spoken explicitly. They were punctuated with the idea of moving forward with the existential dilemma and rephrase their life for themselves. What I gain from this experience is that what we give to life is automatically what we get, which makes it meaningful and worthy. It is solely on the individual and their art of living which gives this existence a purpose. Else, it has always been arbitrary whether to live with fear of mounting the reasons to sustain or just let nature take its flow.